Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. Today's video is about the major pentatonic. I'm going to show you how to play the major pentatonic all over the guitar neck. Recently I did a video on the minor pentatonic all over the guitar neck. If you know those shapes, you already know your major pentatonic. I'll explain all. We'll go up close. See you in a minute. Before we look at the major pentatonic, let's just have a quick recap on the minor pentatonic. So if we remember our first position of the minor pentatonic, okay, what we can hear is that scale fits the A minor chord. No matter where you play it. Okay, so if we take a second position, same thing, we can hear how it all fits in minor. Okay, so if we take our major pentatonic, of course we're going to use a major chord. So this instance we'll stick with the letter A, and it's going to be an A major chord. Much more happier and upbeat. Okay, so there's your A major chord. Now here's the good news. As I said earlier, the second shape of minor is actually the first shape of major. Now don't want to really go into all the theory of this at this stage, so we're just going to look at the scale across the guitar neck. So the second shape of minor, as I said, is now the first shape of major. So if I played that, and then come back down again, and then play the chord, we can hear how the scale sits nicely with the chord. So we start on the 5th fret of the E string, then the 7th fret of the E string, 4th fret of the A string, 7th of the A, 4th of the D string, 7th of the D, 4th of the G, 6th of the G, 5th of the B string, 7th of the B string, 5th of the E string, 7th of the E string. Okay. The second position of major starts on the 7th fret of the E string and goes like this. Okay, I'm just putting that down there to resolve it so you can hear where home is. Okay, we can stop on any A note and it will sound as it should. So it's now the 7th fret of the E string, the 9th fret of the E string, 7th fret of the A, 9th of the A, 7th of the D, 9th of the D, 6th of the G, 9th of the G, 7th of the B, 10th of the B, 7th of the E, 9th of the E. When we can come back and finish it there if we want to. We need to get to know them all the way up, all the way down, but it is good to resolve it on an A note and then subsequently playing an A chord. Your ear then gets tuned in to where the scale goes. So one more time. The third position starts on the 9th fret. So it sounds like this. I just paused there so that we could bring it then back to the A. You can hear it. So that's the 9th fret of the E string, 12th fret of the E string, 9th fret of the A, 12th fret of the A, 9th of the D, 11th of D, 9th of G, 11th of G, 10B, 12B, 9E, 12E, and then back down. The fourth position starts on the 12th fret and looks like this. Finish on the A if we want. Just to recap and remind you about the minor pentatonic. Remember, all these shapes are the same as the minor. So this fourth shape of major was originally the fifth shape of minor. So we've just shifted everything down 3 frets. Okay? So just bear that in mind when you're trying to think of the different shapes and positions and such like. Okay? So we start on the 12th fret on the low E, 14 on the low E, 12 on the A, 14 on the A, 11 on the D, 14 on the D, 11 on the G, 14 on the G, 12 on the B, 14 on the B, 12 on the E, 14 on the E, and then back down. As before. The fifth position of the A major pentatonic starts on the 14th fret and looks and sounds like this. Again, we can hear it. Start on the 14th fret of the low E, up to the 17th fret of the low E, 14th of the A, 16 on the A, 14 on the D, 16 on the D, 14 on the G, 16 on the G, 14 on the B, 17 on the B, 14 on the E, 17 on the E. So once we get to this point here, which we've just reached, which is the fifth shape, fifth position, we can start repeating from the first again. Okay, right up until you fall off the frets. So it's the same shape repeated an octave higher, and then we can just continue. So you've got that one there, which is the first position repeated, then you've got second position, okay. As previously, we've also got this space down here. Now, once your notes go past the 12th fret, they're the same as the open string from the nut upwards. So for example, of course, that's an E, an octave of the open string. So any note you play in there can be played as an open string. And that there is an F on the 13th fret, was the same as the F there. So all those notes there repeat. So the position we had here on the 12th fret, we can't play in full down here because we have some notes on the 11th fret. Of course, so if the open string is here, and that doesn't equate to our full shape. So the first full shape we can play an octave lower is the fifth shape of the A major pentatonic. So this one here can now be played down here. So that 14th fret there is the same as the second fret. So we start on the second fret here and play . So that's second fret on the low E, fifth fret on the low E, second fret on the A, fourth fret on the A, second fret on the D, fourth fret on the D, second fret on the G, fourth fret on the G, second on the B, fifth on the B, second on the E, fifth on the E. During the video there, I kept going back to the A note or an A chord. What that does, that helps us tune our ears in to what is home for the ear, so a resolution, if you like. So when I play that first position, we can hear that, the A note, the A chord against the A note. What is a really good exercise is to find all your root notes, all your A notes on the guitar. So that way, when we are playing our scales, we can finish on an A note within the scale. So if we're playing our third position, you remember when I finished on that note there, and then that note there on the 10th fret of the B string. Just find your A's all over the fretboard, and that marries up nicely with each of your scale positions. Give it a go. Once you get used to all your scale shapes and positions across the guitar neck, it's good to break the scale up into mini licks, if you like. So when you're playing, okay, so as you go through the shape, you can make little mini licks up of small areas of the guitar. Here's a little look on how we can play the major pentatonic in different keys. The video was based around A major and all its subsequent shapes. Now if I wanted to play in G major, for example, I would take my first position of A, shift it down and to play in G. So then I would play it here. And then my second position of G would be here. So all the subsequent shapes would fall down with it. Now if I wanted to play in C, I would take those chords, so that's A major, that's G major. This note here is a C, that's where I would root my C major chord and my first position of C major. And of course, second position would be here. Have a play around, find some other keys, get used to your scale shapes, find where the root notes are relative to the key you're playing in. Ask me any questions. Give it a go. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video and you managed to get something from it. Please leave a comment, like and subscribe, and I'll keep doing what I do. Until next time, bye.